Hello everybody. In today's video, I'm going to be asking a group of my friends to tell me their most frightening experience. Now I'm really curious what they're going to say, more curious of how they're going to explain this. So just stay tuned and you'll see what happens.
This is hard.
Oh jeez.
My most frightening experience.
I've really been afraid.
What?
Oh, I got a good one. Terrifying experience.
Alright, fellas. Tell you when I got a gun pulled on me.
Experience? I don't think I've really had
What the fuck? Most terrifying experience when me and Noah were sailing down through Georgia in the ass end of a swamp, and I had to take a shit. There's no bathrooms because we're in the middle of nowhere, and I had to hang my butthole out off the back of the boat to take a poop, and there's alligators on both sides of the bank, like 20 feet away, and I thought a gator was gonna eat my butthole.
The first thing that comes to my head is in either 5th or 6th grade, we had a lockdown and it was really long and they didn't tell us if it was a test or not, so I thought there was a school shooting.
We're in Epcot. Or wait, no, it's definitely not Epcot. Wherever the Tower of Terror is.
2 years ago, I was on the beach in Ocean City. I was out on my surfboard, 8 foot soft top, laying on top of it. And I'm out there with my sister, and she's on a similar board. And in a wave in front of me, I see what looks like either a ray or a tiger shark. So this is my freshman year of high school, so this would have been 2016. This guy was telling me to go buy a cart for $40, an oil cartridge. I pull up there, walk out, walk about a block and a half down, I don't even remember where.
Probably when I was in 2nd grade, my cousin and I were sleeping at my uncle's house, and he decided that it would be funny to put on a Michael Myers mask and get his power drill and wake us up with that. Never slept over there since.
This summer, I was lifeguarding. It was a really peaceful morning. Nobody was there. It was calm. We're all jumping off the jetty. A big, long thing of rocks. And go into the ocean. I was the last one to jump. And the tide was rising. And I had to climb down a couple different rocks. So I couldn't get back up because they're all slimy. Standing on all fours on this little piece of slimy rock. It's just relaxing for a second, looking out at the horizon, 50 yards away. I see a huge shark. 10 years ago, I'm 22, so I was probably 12 years old, 13. I was sitting at the dinner table with my parents, eating dinner, and I had tomatoes on my plate. I picked up a tomato with my fork, and I put it in my mouth. Barely chewed it, swallowed it. And the whole tomato was probably split up. It was that long, it was just in my throat, and I was choking.
One day I was home. These red lights came right through the house, through the door. And I literally thought someone was ready to shoot us.
I did the army. It's not really terrifying, it's a little fun. The gas chamber. You come out, you can't breathe. It's so hard to breathe. But it's so fun at the same time. I don't know how to describe it if you hadn't been through it.
When I was in middle school, sleeping over a friend's house, and we all went to Wawa. I think I got a sandwich, so I had to stay back and wait till it was made. Everybody was there, we went ahead, except for me and Zach. Zach stayed for me. And then when we got our food, we were going up Ridgewood, close to where Fisher Green is. And we get about halfway down the street, and this red sedan drives right past me and Zach, slams on the brakes, and just starts going, "Get off your fucking bikes into the car!" It gets a little dark. It's probably 8 p.m. Like how the videos used to teach us we were getting kidnapped when we were little. They're turn your bike around from the opposite direction the way the car's going, and just go. So I did that, spun off, rode down a new road, and stopped in a bank parking lot. I couldn't stop shaking. It was very scary. I still went back to my friend's house though because I'm a warrior. The clouds just fucking rolling. They come in. It starts pouring, lightning, thunder. Shit is striking everything. Little 9-year-old me, I'm over here Mom, are we gonna make it?
Some things are just a little bit too scary. So one time, me and the fellas, we used to go get alcohol back in the day for the group. When we were in high school, get a few 30s and a handle. We would get this guy to go to the alc store for us. We're not gonna
bring up names here, but some guy would go to the Alex store for us. Basically, one time he pulled up to the Alex store and I'm like, yo, I have this weird gut feeling a cop's gonna get us.
When I was 15 years old, smoking a lot of weed in someone else's shed where I shouldn't have been. Next thing you know, I was rolling a blunt, hear a knock at this shed, and 6 cops just open the door and they're standing there.
I snuck out at like 4:03 a.m. with a couple of friends, and we ended up passing a cop that was sitting out, and he came out and chased us. We should have stopped, but we didn't. We kept running, and the cop actually ended up being my cousin, like my mom's cousin. So yeah, that was pretty scary. I had to call my parents at like 4 a.m. I was like younger, so obviously they were like not okay with it. So that was scary.
My most terrifying experience of my entire life had to have been when I saw Brendan Basiri at the point in Summers Point, stumbling face planting in the sand, basically eating the sand. Had to have been at least a half pound. Sent him home in an Uber. An hour later, see him walk back in, yell my name. I turned around and I thought I saw God. His nickname is the Messiah, so that works good. That had to have been the most terrifying experience I've ever seen in my life. Seeing this zombie, no thought behind his eyes, glossy eyes, him stumble back into the point. I mean, it was unreal. It was kind of impressive seeing that jerk off walking.
His car was parked. Walk up to his car, clap him up, like, what's up, dude, how you doing? Goes, you got the 40, give it to him, gives me the cart. He shines a flashlight at me and goes, let me get your wallet. At first, I thought he was just shining a flashlight at me. I take a half step forward, and I realize it's not a flashlight, it's an attachment to something, a Glock. I did really bad on an exam in a class that's like only exams, and I'd already done not too good on the first one. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna fail this class, and then if I fail this class, I'm gonna have to do another year of college, which was very scary. But I'm sure some other people have, like, I almost got murdered or kidnapped, so this is kind of lame.
I'm sitting there like, okay, yep, we're toast. It's raining, it's lightning. We pulled through. We made it to the bus. We got to the hotel. Fuck the storms, fuck Florida weather. That shit's crazy. Rip dude in the gurney. Amen.
My sister got her BB gun out because that's all we had, and knives, and just ended up being known. But we literally thought someone was coming to kill us. And then later on that night, someone was standing on her back, like the back porch area. So that was honestly probably the scariest experience ever.
God, I shit myself. Holy fuck. Probably the scariest thing in my life, but, you know, you live and you learn, and you start smoking at home.
5 minutes later, Brendan comes out of the Alex store with this guy and undercover cops with fucking guns on them. Walk up to the door and they're like, get out, what's going on? They're like, we've been watching you for the past 2 months. You guys have been coming here to get beer, and we know it. So, I think that was the scariest thing for me, because I thought people were just coming up with guns to rob us. And we also smoked right before that, and our car probably reeked. I don't know how we didn't get bagged. End of the story, the cops made us just call our parents, and they were like, if your parents say you can leave, you're good. They let us all leave, and then they brought the fucking 530s of beer to our house. And then we all ended up drinking that night anyway.
Like, nothing like weird or anything. I was just choking on tomato. And I was like trying to tell my parents I was choking. I literally had to get my fucking hand and put it down my mouth and pull out tomato.
And the fin was huge, and it was long. It ended up being a 13-foot great white. I knew it was like great white, it was huge. And instantly, I don't know why, I just didn't try climbing back up. I dumped right in like an idiot. And I started swimming as fast as I could and shitting my pants. My heart's like drowning, I can't breathe.
So I go, oh shit, take my wallet out, give it to him. But I had given him all my money. All I had was the 40 that was on me in my wallet. And I had taken out my ID,
and my debit card too, so like he couldn't have stole my information. Once he realized that, threw my wallet right back in my face. He threw it so hard, he cut me open from the top of my eyebrow right here all the way down to, I want to say right here. I had blood pouring down right here. Throws my wallet back at me, speeds off. I pick my wallet up, put it back in my pocket. Don't even realize I'm cut open and bleeding at this point. And I run like 2.5 blocks back to my car.
Make it back to shore and I'm like sitting there. And the next day was around again and I go in the water.
And I just book it back onto the beach and I yelled at my sister and she followed me. I tell the lifeguards and they don't believe me. Then about 10 minutes later I hear them whistle everybody in. And it's because there were sharks in the water and rays in the water. So I was right and somebody could have gotten bit.
I see blood down my shirt, put my head over, dab my finger like this, realize I'm bleeding. I'm like, oh fuck. Drive back home, get all the way home, go back inside, grabbed a couple paper towels to like dry my face off. I'm sitting in my basement and I'm like, fuck. Guy pulled a gun on me and tried to rob me. I'm like, shit. I'm like, well, could have been worse. I couldn't have gotten a cart. Check in my pocket, cartridge is right in my pocket. I whip that thing out, put it in the thing, rip it, high as shit. It's fucking great.
Don't play no damn game.